Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know this rush hour of December 13, Friday. I'm Ressa Diaz. Jump-starting today's rush with the House Committee approving 4 major amendments to the 1987 Constitution, and the Makabayan bloc calls this another version of charter change. Royce Nagit will tell us why.
Amendments to the 1987 Constitution have been approved in the lower house, that is, behind closed doors. The House Committee on Constitutional Amendments passed a resolution seeking to modify major provisions in the Constitution.
We tackled, we debated, and we approved 4 main amendments. It is a sensitive session because there's no more any official that is invited. We have heard all of them already, businessmen. So, wala tayong tinatago. In fact, 6 of the Makabayan blocks were there.
The House Committee gave the green light on 4 major amendments. First, the addition of the phrase "unless otherwise provided by law" on the constitutional provision which limits foreign ownership in the country. The move seeks to lift restrictions on foreign direct investments and attract more foreign investors. The second provision mirrors the tandem voting system for presidents and vice presidents in the United States. This means the president's running mate will automatically be the vice president to ensure that both candidates come from the same party. The third amendment adds 3 more seats in the Senate but reduces the term of senators to 5 years. 3 senators will be elected by each of the 9 major regions, including the National Capital Region, Bicol Region, and Northern Mindanao. While the fourth amendment extends the term of congressmen and other local officials to 5 years from the current 3-year term. Committee Chairman Rufus Rodriguez said the panel did not include federalism in the approved resolution to avoid delays, adding that majority of lawmakers are still undecided on the issue. But even now, the Makabayan bloc already touts the move as a dangerous action.
Lalabas nito, this is a chacha by legislation. And hindi naman ito nakasaad sa ating kasalukuyang saligang batas. At this is a very dangerous, action, no? At ito ay sinubukan na ng mga nakaraang administrasyon, no?
The resolution of both houses is set to be debated on the plenary next week before Congress goes on Christmas break. For News 5, Royce Nagit, we are One News.
Senator Ping Lacson vows to compile a list of alleged pork insertions in the proposed 2020 national budget before the bill reaches the President's table on December 21st. Ria Fernandez reports.
Full of pork fat. This is how Senator Panfilo Lacson described the 2020 national budget under the BICAM report, which he refused to sign. He even skipped the Senate's ratification after discovering supposed last-minute budget insertions amounting to 83 billion pesos. Lacson said he also noticed abuse of discretion with 8 flood control projects having the same 60 million peso allocation. Others, he said, lack details such as the specific site of the project. There's the 50 million pesos for an asphalt overlay project in Catbalogan, Samar, and the 22 million pesos for the road construction in Candaba, Pampanga.
Kung sasabihin nilang hindi pa rin pork ito, post-enactment to eh. Kasi pag na-aproba ng Pangulo at may nakalusot ditong construction of road, saka palang i-identify ng congressman doon o kung sino man, yung 22 million worth of projects na sa Candaba.
Senator Amy Marcos agrees with Lacson, but says she also understands why House members strive to have their budget requests inserted up to the last minute.
Ganyan naman talaga eh, kasi syempre lahat ng congressman gusto magpasikat sa kanilang distrito. Lahat naman nangangailangan. Ang dami pang disaster nitong taon na to. Yung sa amin lang, tapos yung mga earthquake na sunod-sunod sa Mindanao. Di syempre hindi mo mabibintang yung mga congressman na talagang pinagpipilitan na dagdagan yung kanila.
Lacson said he will continue to review the list and will submit to the President all questionable allocations.
So far, yung mga questionable, yun yung 16 billion, 345 billion pesos. Yung nasa list 5. Pero tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung pag-scrutinize kasi hanggang hindi pa na-enroll yung bill at hindi pa napipira ang Pangulo, may pag-asa pa na mabito yun, hindi matuloy.
Recall that in the 2019 budget, President Rodrigo Duterte vetoed 95 billion pesos in allocations. But the palace is assured that the president will only veto provisions under the proposed 2020 budget if they violate the Constitution. For News 5, Ria Fernandez, We Are One News.
Now here are some of the day's biggest stories. There's 18 days left before the year ends, but President Duterte has yet to provide the public his Statement of Assets, Liabilities, and Net Worth or SALN. 8 months after the April 30 deadline for filing, Duterte has not yet released any documents about his wealth. Since then, the Philippine Center for Investigative Journalism and other concerned groups have repeatedly asked for a copy of the Chief Executive's SALN at the Office of the Ombudsman, but the group reported being tossed back and forth between the OSG and the Office of the Executive Secretary. And the PCIJ notes that this may be the first time a president has not revealed his SALN since the enactment of the SALN law in 1989. Enforcement agencies laid down the numbers in government's war against drugs. According to the PNP, Padilla, and PCOO, the death toll has reached over 5,000. However, there were some discrepancies observed with the reports. A few months back, Reuters reported around 6,700 deaths based from interviews with the police themselves. Before that, the PNP said killings related to the anti-drug campaign has reached a little over 6,800. Padilla Chief Aaron Aquino says an accurate drug war death toll has yet to be consolidated, but that the dangerous drug boards is on it. Vice President Leni Robredo blasted such discrepancies. She's set to hold a press briefing on Monday to disclose her findings on the drug war. Aquino, for his part, says bring it on.
If there is, I urge her to open up. Hindi kailangan itago. Kung ano yung discoveries na nakita niya, whether it's good or bad for the administration, then go.
Meanwhile, a United States Senate committee has passed a resolution for the release of opposition Senator Laida de Lima and journalist Maria Ressa. In a tweet, U.S. Senator Edward Markey boasted that he co-sponsored a bill calling on the Philippine government to, quote, end the troubling detention of the senator and the alleged harassment of Ressa. Recall that in September, a U.S. Senate panel also approved a bill prohibiting those involved in de Lima's arrest to set foot in the United States. And the countdown continues for the promulgation of a decision on the infamous Ampatuan massacre case. 8 days before the much-awaited verdict, the PCIJ republished LTO records showing that the Ampatuan clan has at least 121 vehicles to its name. The group said the Ampatuan's fleet could sure mock even the wealthiest of tycoons. Now, among the collection are 3 Hummers, 3 Land Rovers, 3 Land Cruisers, a Camry, a Humvee military vehicle, among hundreds of others. Now, 26 of these vehicles were registered in the name of Andal Ampatuan Sr. Now, here are the biggest stories from the dailies. Filipino Star ngayon reports that the PDEA is now after some big names in the media industry. The anti-drug agency claims that aside from narco politicians and celebrities, media men form part of their list of high-value targets. PDEA Director General Aaron Aquino says some media workers from broadcast, print, and online news outlets don't just use illegal drugs. He claims a number of media personalities sidelined as protectors to drug lords. Pangmasa reports that PAGCOR will start issuing gaming employment license IDs to all foreign POGO workers starting next year. Ang Provinciano Representative Ronnie Ong says it's important to have a system that can monitor and identify the growing number of foreign nationals employed in POGOs. He adds that the issuance of GEL IDs will also aid the Bureau of Internal Revenue in mapping taxes for the sector. There are now over 200 POGO service providers in the country with over 100,000 foreign workers operating in the Philippines. And this from the Philippine Star. President Duterte is set to announce the formal resumption of peace talks with the Communist Party of the Philippines. That's according to Labor Secretary Silvestre Bello III, who met with the leaders of the CPP and the NDF, with CPP founder Joba Season agreeing to a face-to-face meeting. Both parties now just need to set the time, venue, and several goodwill measures for the negotiations. And as a part of these measures, the leftist group has expressed its willingness to declare a unilateral ceasefire this Christmas that may take effect on December 20 or 21st. Concessionaires have warned that the cut in their extension deal may lead to higher water charges. But a consumer group shrugs this off, saying any proposed rate hike would have to first secure an approval from the MWSS. Shaila Francisco has the details.
With the extension of the concession agreement with Maynilad and Manila Water cancelled, the deal with both firms is now only effective until 2022. Both concessionaires were alarmed with the decision, citing possible impacts on water tariff. But the Justice Department insisted there is legal basis for scrapping the extension, as there is no provision on the agreement detailing such a process. The DOJ also clarified that the discussion on the agreements was spurred not by any intent to bring in a new concessionaire, but solely by the water crisis. But Senator Grace Poe fears the cancellation might only stretch out the water shortage.
Pinaka-nababahala ko ngayon yung pag-revoke ng extension contract. Dahil kung yun ang mangyayari, alam mo kahit magpatayo tayo ng Wawa Dam, yung treatment facilities niya, water treatment facilities, at saka yung conveyance, yung pag-distribute ng tubig sa mga households, sa mga businesses, pag hindi tinuloy ang pagpapagawa ng mga yan, kahit na may Wawa Dam ka na, pag tinigil ngayon yung distribution process, mawawalan tayo ng tubig.
But Laban Consumer said unfinished projects can be discussed in the crafting of the new deal with the government. The consumer group added the government or the private sector can take over these projects.
There will be probably a transition issue, but then infrastructure lang yan. These are just physical projects. Hindi yan mahirap i-continue. Kasama na yun sa restructuring, no? Yung obligations and contracts, paano i-assume ng new entity, whether government or another private company.
Dimagiba also downplayed fears of an immediate hike in water tariffs, saying that this will still need approval from the MWSS Regulatory Office. He says as far as increases are concerned, the regulator already approved any rate hike for projects until 2022.
Huwag po tayong matatakot dyan sa announcement na dodoble ang presyo ng tubig kasi hindi po yan agad-agad unilateral na pwedeng gawin ng mga concessionaire. Dadaan pa yan sa masusing pagsusuri.
What matters now as per Laban Consumer is for the MWSS to ensure that projects committed until 2022 will be fulfilled. But as it is, some projects with the water firms are being scrapped. The Cebu provincial government, for one, has terminated its joint investment agreement with Manila Water for a bulk water supply. This was after the water firm failed to consult the LGU before making changes in the deal. Cebu Governor Gwen Garcia assured, though, this will not affect water supply.
The agreement that has been terminated, but the joint investment company that was born out of the agreement will continue to operate until further notice.
Manila Water has not yet issued a statement regarding the issue. Shaila Francisco, We Are One News.
Now that the 30th Southeast Asian Games has ended, what's next for the new Clark City Capas in Capas Tarlac? Well, actually, the newly built sports complex has already been booked for the next 4 years. The NCC is set to accommodate the Sea Para Games in this January, the Asian Swimming Championships in 2020, and the FIBA World Basketball Championships in 2023. But that's not all. Thailand, Singapore, and other countries have already expressed their interest in renting the NCC for their 2020 Tokyo Olympics preparations. For now, the government is set to take the facilities for the next 9 months until its target public-private partnership. On the other hand, a Vietnamese council member of the SEA Games Federation admitted that the Philippines hosting was one of the biggest and most successful in history. That's why Philippine Olympic Committee President Bambo Aquino will be flying to Hanoi this February upon the request of Vietnamese sports official. Tolentino says they're looking to add more NCC facilities in preparation for the bidding of the 2030 Asian Games hosting.
Powered by Smart.
Now, it's no secret that Pinoys are some of the most internet-savvy users in the world, and as the year ends, search engine site Google provides a look back on some of the most searched trends and personalities in the Philippines. Maybe you've used or tried this one at some point. Online chat site Omegle took the top spot as the most searched in this country. Now, this is followed by gaming sites Memory Hackers and Coda Shop. Now, in movies, Pinoy Marvel fans showed their numbers as Avengers Endgame tops the most searched list. Captain Marvel is also in third place. Now, the search for the new Darna also led to Jane De Leon ranking #1 among the most Googled female personalities. And if you're updated about the Barreto family feud, then you know why La Greta is in second place. Miss Universe Philippines Gazini Ganados lands the third spot. Pinoy pop group SB19 was the most searched among guys, followed by millennial Mayor Vico Soto and actor Gerald Anderson. Now, as for the most Googled how-to, well, it went to the trend for the past year, turning your devices on dark mode. It's Star Wars season again this December, and Facebook is tagging along. You may want to check your Messenger app. The social networking site just installed limited edition Star Wars themed features that include chat theme, reactions, emojis, stickers, and even camera filters. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, which is the last of the triple trilogy space saga, will be on cinemas on December 20. And that's how the day is shaping up to be. Join us again next time for another round of Rush. I'm Ressa Diaz. We are One News.